Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Dame D, NYDC, two mics up. We back, brand new episode. Look, we doing it grown and sexy tonight. We really, I'm excited because this is new. A lot of times we like to, you will have family come in town. Sometimes you're traveling. You like to do different things with your family. I'm talking about adults. You try to do some tours and visit, maybe a vineyard here or there. Well, I have a guest tonight. She has really over the last several months, and now I've had the pleasure of getting to know her. She really got things popping on, going on right here in the DMV area, and she's won several awards recently, and starting to see her more in the news and out in the community. And I'm really proud to be able to say, I'm bringing something for all of our listeners, and I hope you all enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ease on into bringing in tonight's guest. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the wonderful, we have Renee Ventrice, Cork Keg Tours. Renee, I'm just going to go ahead and stop for a brief second, and please take a moment to introduce yourself to everyone.
Thank you so much, Damon, for having me on. This is such a pleasure. My name is Renee Ventrice, as you said, and yes, I'm the owner of Cork Keg Tours. We've been in business for just over 5 years, and we do winery and brewery tours in DC's wine country, which is Loudoun County, Virginia. And we've taken it to a new level. We have definitely been called the gold standard in tours. We really make sure that our guests go beyond the glass and enjoy the actual sights, sounds, smells, everything that we have to offer in this county. So I partner with a lot of different businesses to bring them up along with me. And it's just been a real pleasure. The ride has been amazing so far.
I love how you gave that whole experience. This is sight, sound, visual, and you get to taste some of the most incredible, as Renee so elegantly holds that wonderful glass of red, and that has to be an amazing feeling, one, right? And I really want to kind of dive or really go on reverse first. We talked about when you officially got started, but in that start or that spark, like, was there that aha moment that made you say, you know what, babe, you and your this is it. This is where we need to be, and this is what we want to do. And what was that aha moment for you?
Yeah, we definitely had that moment. So, as every good story starts, what had happened was, so what had happened was, my husband, who has been in cybersecurity. Well, let me back up a little bit. My husband and I have been together almost 30 years, and we met while
Wow.
we were both stationed in the Navy in
Wow.
Spain. So, 1993, we were in Spain. We were cryptologists. That's where we met. I left the industry when I got out of the Navy, but he stayed in the industry and he's in cybersecurity. Well, he went to a startup that did not work out. And in August of 2016, he got laid off. Okay, he's like, you know what? Been in this industry all this time. I know all these people. It's all good. I'll get another job, but I'm gonna lay around the house and do some honeydew. So, which is what he did. He watched a lot of TV. He did some stuff around the house. He's like, let me go get this job. Well, the job wasn't coming, and the severance was about to wear out.
Right.
It was about to be gone. Cobra was about, gone, and he's stressing. He is so stressed. He was
Hmm.
like, dang, I'm really sick of being one jerk's opinion away from paying our mortgage. It's time for us to start our own thing.
Wow.
Now, he's very risk adverse, whereas I start a new business in my brain every other week. I mean, I will take a risk. I will jump off that cliff. No parachute. I'll just go for it. So he's the
Right.
one who's very laid back. When he
Mhm.
said that, music to my ears, I was like, okay, babe, yeah, I agree. Let's start something of our own. And we were talking about different ideas. We were thinking maybe we were going to go and buy a franchise. So we looked into, some different franchises. Actually, got a franchise consultant.
Mhm.
Took the little quiz that says, "Are you going to be a good franchisee?" Well, within 30 questions, there's like 100 questions. Within 30 questions, we realized I am a terrible franchisee. I don't follow anybody else's rules. I like to go in and improve things. I like to go in and say, oh, okay, well, this is good, but this is how it can be great. And so franchisees, are supposed to just kind of follow, what the franchise
Right.
has to offer.
Right.
So then we knew we had to do our own thing. And he was like, we go to Sonoma every year. We've been going
Hmm.
for 14 years now. Go to
Okay.
Sonoma every year. We have this amazing experience with the same company. And nobody in Loudoun County is
Mm.
doing winery tours that way. What if we did that? And I was like, oh, absolutely. We know winery owners, we know brewery owners, we can totally make this work. So we were 24 hours away from calling that company in California and saying, hey, we want to bring your brand to Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, hold on, what do we need them for? Their name means nothing out here. What if we came up
True.
with our own name? And I was like,
True.
music to my ears.
True.
Yes. So we opened up a bottle of red and we sat on the couch and we were spitballing names and came up with Cork and Keg Tours, bought the LLC, put everything together. We got the van, we got the VA loan. And the day after we signed on the dotted line to make sure that we had everything firing on all pistons, he got a full-time job.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. But it's
Yeah.
amazing how all of that came together. And like I said, I'm really caught on like that first of all, the initial spark is always that, like, can we do it? And then it really gets your juices flowing. And then now you're in it. And I love how you said so now you finally brought this idea, created your brand. But
Mhm.
now when you're putting your brand in, into action, what, let's say if I were to schedule, a day with you,
Yep.
what would that look like what are some of the things that, a person who books a tour with you, what does that look like? I see the excitement in
Mhm.
your eyes already. I see you shaking. What does that look like, and what would that be like? I want people to really feel the energy that I'm feeling.
Damon, it is the best thing in the world. The best part of my job is that I'm a part of what we call milestone moments.
Okay.
Our tagline is "Taste the Memories," and we really mean that. So we started off just booking, the wineries and the breweries for people and taking them there. But we also decided to use the van, use our vehicle as a
Hmm.
part of the experience.
Hmm.
So when you're in a vehicle with us, before you even get to any place else, there's a custom slideshow if you send us pictures or videos. So
Oh
you're
wow.
watching your own memories on the
Oh
journey out into
wow.
wine country or on what we
Wow.
call the Loco Ale Trail. So we love to get those memories from people. We hear all the sounds from the back, people going, oh,
Oh
and
wow.
then cheering and
Right.
everything. So they are already hyped when they get in.
Mhm.
When they get in the van, we pop a bottle of Prosecco from Italy, pour it out to them, explain to them where the wine is from, talk about the best way to open a bottle of sparkling wine, because you'd be surprised at how many people almost take somebody's eye out when they probably.
True.
So
So true.
yeah, so we combine a bit of wine education as we go, and so the journey is part of it, right?
Mhm.
So what you can expect is to have people catering to you, waiting on you, taking care of your every need. As a matter of fact, we train our team to anticipate needs. If you
Mm.
overhear somebody, coughing, you bring them water. You don't wait for them to
Mhm.
ask. If you overhear somebody talk about wanting really great pictures, you take them to where the scenic spots
Mhm.
are at the winery or the brewery or whatever. So
Wow.
so we anticipate needs and we create an exceptional experience by being more than what's expected.
I
So we
love it.
do all the reservations for our guests.
Mhm.
We have special relationships with all of the wineries and breweries that we go to. And by that, I mean our guests get, for example, we get sometimes upgraded spaces for free, extra pours with our tastings.
Oh
The
wow.
winemaker or the distiller or the brewer will come out and be the one to greet our guests and tell them all about what they offer there. Member pricing for our guests. So
Mm.
we make sure that the first line of guests that we have are the venues that we visit: wineries, breweries, distilleries, meaderies, cideries, all of that. They're number one.
Mhm.
We get them in our pocket, and then we bring our guests to their locations.
Wow.
It's on. Our guests are just VIP all the way.
Wow.
They sing our praises. They repost all of our things on social media. I mean, it's just really,
It,
it was really important to us to develop those relationships.
it sounds. I love the energy because I can feel it. Like I'm already on a bus or taking a tour. And the flip side of it too, though, I think a lot of us don't really understand, who may not, have had the pleasure of, doing Sonoma or different things like that. Virginia is a very rich wine area. And
Mhm. Yeah.
what, in your opinion, from your experience, what really makes Virginia wine and wine stand out? And really, people should really look into, buying or supporting some more of these vineyards, even more, maybe more so than what they're doing now.
Oh, what a wonderful question, Damon. So the first thing that makes Virginia wine stand out, especially in Loudoun County, that's because that's where we live, we operate, and other counties may be this way too. But in Loudoun, right outside of DC, it's the people, the
Mm,
winery owners, the tasting room attendants, the winery managers. Everybody helps each other out. You will never go to a winery and have them either badmouth another winery or try to keep you from going someplace else. Everyone supports everybody else's businesses. We
hmm.
all have this a high tide rises all ships mentality.
Wow.
So the people make it very comfortable and welcoming. That's the first part. The second part is our terroir, our soil, our where our grapes are growing, our climate and our weather.
Hmm.
This is something that we heard 10 years ago about. Now we know this far into our business is completely true. When we would go to California, they'll say, a good winemaker can make good wine in California, but a good winemaker will only make bad wine in Virginia. Virginia needs a great winemaker because we have a really, really hard climate.
Hmm.
We have really crazy weather,
Hmm.
and we have a lot of obstacles that winemakers have to overcome. So we've, over the past 15 or so years, attracted winemakers who are looking for a challenge. So we've got
Mm,
these winemakers from all over the world in Virginia, from South Africa, from California, from France.
mm.
So these winemakers are like, oh, Virginia, huh? Yeah, I can make a great wine there. And so they come here for the challenge and they stay for the camaraderie and the people. So we have a lot of different varietals in Virginia that are very similar to France.
Mm.
Our climate is very similar to the climate in Bordeaux, France, right?
Okay.
And Bordeaux is one of the most famous wine regions, in the world. And they have 5 major grapes that they grow in Bordeaux that we also grow in Virginia, along with our own another 15 or so grapes that you see
Wow,
online.
really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so we
Mm.
have a really so we have the big 5: Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauv, Malbec, Merlot, Petit Verdot. Those are the big 5 from Bordeaux. We can grow all of those here.
Wow.
Malbec, some places not quite so good, but the other ones
Hmm.
can just grow like wildfire. And then
Mm.
Chardonnay, of course, that grows everywhere. But we also have our own, different varietals that we grow well here that other places don't grow as well. So
Right.
people will come here to try our Norton, our Tannat, our single varietal, Petit Verdot and Cab Franc. So Virginia we ride that line of old world and all the grapes that people are familiar with, and
Hmm.
then new world and things that people might not know about that Virginia can introduce them to.
Look
So the
here.
timing was right.
Look here, y'all. So that right there was a whole education.
Oh,
That was a
sorry.
whole.
I
No, no.
geek
Look,
out.
no. Don't be sorry, because I can tell you right now, for you adults, we're going to be revisiting this.
Mm,
We're going to have to do this live because we're going to need a little bit more time. Because I done heard 5 grapes. I done heard 5 types of things. Sounds like 5 glasses that we need to sit down and go
that-
through together, with an expert and really get educated. Because I mean, it is something that many of us do enjoy. After a hard day's work, a
yeah.
nice glass of wine, after maybe you're having friends and family over for the weekend, a nice bottle
Mhm.
of wine. But I think it's also important to, uh, as I've gotten older, my palate has changed, and really understanding the types of wines that are available, and some that may
Mhm.
be, different for people's palate, red, white, Malbec, whatever it may be. So we're going
Yeah.
to revisit this, ladies and gentlemen. Do not slip on this education, because I know when this is over, I'm gonna have to go back and play that back, and I'm gonna go through my little checklist and make sure I still start getting some of these,
Oh,
especially here.
100%.
And yeah, without question, here in the DMV, we want to support the DMV. But
Yeah. Yeah.
before we continue into the second half, because there's some more stuff that I really want to jump into with Renee, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to take a moment to shout out our season 4 sponsors here at Two Mics Up. They've been a great help supporting us, and we want to go ahead and give them some time to shine. But we'll be right back after the break. So we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the lovely Renee Ventrice of Cork and Keg Tours. You guys have really missed some of the excitement, and when I say excitement, the passion and the energy that Renee really exudes is amazing. I have to, when I have family coming to town, I'm gonna have to book a tour. I got to make this happen because I want to get the first hand experience of what's going
Absolutely.
down with Cork and Keg and how they're doing. And for those of you here in the DMV, so I did read, and please correct me. You've been in the news lately here locally, and I want to give you some time to really share that news because I think uh, it's beyond dope. I'm just gonna call it dope. That's all I can say. We have a sister out here that's really leading the way and paving the way. In a lot of times, I think it may be male dominated, or in an industry where we don't see a lot of women of color. So please just take a moment, just talk about what you've been making happen out there in Loudoun County.
Woo, okay, yes. Well, so you're absolutely right, Damon. It is a very much male, very much white dominated industry.
Hmm.
Over the hundreds of years that wine has existed, that's just been where it's at. But, in the past, I don't know how long, maybe 60 years, we've been seeing more of us, creep up and learn more and get more educated in that space. And then also being a part of all of those organizations that have been traditionally, very one-sided, one way. So yeah, so what I've been doing, I decided that to take my wine education through the WSET, which stands for the Wine Spirits Education Trust, one of the oldest organizations for wine. So I started my education through there because what I wanted to do was learn enough so that I could demystify wine and make it
Mm.
something that everyone can enjoy. So my
Hmm.
tagline when I'm doing wine tastings is pairing wine with life. So I give
Mm.
wine personalities. I tell people if they are a Merlot or they are Malbec or they are Chardonnay and why. And so it helps people to be able to actually relate to the wine,
Mm.
understand wine through personalities, and then it helps people to be able to go to the store and purchase wine that they're more likely than not to
Wow.
like, or go to a restaurant and order it. So these
Wow.
are some of the things that I've done that have gotten me a handful of awards. I just recently won CTA of the Year, which stands for Certified Tourism Ambassador of the Year here for Loudoun County. And that's really more based on the fact, thank you, round of applause.
Hmm. Hmm.
Based on the fact that I partner with so many businesses, we bring over $40,000 a year in revenue to other businesses. That is not our
Wow.
revenue at all. This
Wow.
is what we
Wow.
do for other businesses that we can track how much money
That's
we
huge.
bring.
That's huge.
So yeah, so we've won Best of Loudon 2 years in a row. We've also are nominated for our third year in a row by USA Today. This one is huge because it's a nomination by a panel that looks at all wine tour companies across the United States, and they pick 20 to be in the top 20 to be voted for
Wow.
this competition. And we've been nominated 3 times.
All
Top
right.
10 twice, number
Okay.
20 and number 7. Yeah, we're in the middle of it right now. So
Look at
right
y'all.
now, we're bucking for number 1. We're in 4th place right now, but we're hoping to take the top spot. Um, I've won a couple of CEO awards and awards of excellence for entrepreneurship and leadership, which is very humbling and fantastic. And then Meta, actually Facebook itself, gave me an award as a digital innovator. Their very
Wow.
first year
All
bringing
right.
out the Digital Innovator Award. I was the inaugural winner for the way that I used Facebook Live to keep my business going during COVID
Wow.
when we were shut down.
That is so look, super huge, big. Those are big things, big moves, big swings. And I have to ask, for the voting, is the voting here? At the time of this, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're recording this in July.
Mm.
Uh, when is the voting end? And I'm hoping that maybe we can get this message out, and hopefully in time we can get this scheduled. When is voting end?
Voting ends on July 18th. So I hope when
Ah,
this airs, we'll be saying
that
Renee
you.
Ventrice, the winner of
That's
USA
right.
Today's
That's
poll.
right. That's right. From your mouth to God's ears,
Hey,
and that's how it's got to happen. I look,
yes,
those are big things. Those are huge things.
yeah.
And like I said, what's exciting about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is that we're kind of going through a real experience. We started out with talking about how things got started. We talk about the tours. We talk about the services. Now we're talking about the person, really, that's making these things happen. But I want to continue on with the person that's really so talented. Renee is an extremely diverse, versatile, talented sister. We dug into a little bit more stuff. There's some things, go be grape,
Mhm.
that you talk about. Podcaster as well. Like, come on, Renee. Like, this kind of over. Give me a little bit of that go be grape. Let's talk about the show. Like, give us some, sis. Like, talk about
Okay, well, here's what happened. Because again,
it.
all great stories can start with that sentence. So what had happened was
Mhm,
in December of
mhm.
2019, right? I'm up in here. I'm working my business. We've been in business now for 2.5 years. Things are going great. I'm ready to take it to the next level. I left my full-time job in September. Wasn't sure if I could make this work as a full-time gig. My husband was like, "Look, we can go 6 months without you, working. Work the business. If you can make it work, then stick with it. If not, then we have some time." Well, November became our biggest month ever,
Wow.
and we sold over $15,000 in tours, which is a record for us, only working on the weekends.
Wow.
And so we decided, yeah, we can make this, we can make a go of this. So but at that point, we were thinking about franchising in February 2020. Well,
Hmm.
we all know what happened in March of 2020.
Yep.
COVID
Yep.
came around and
Yep.
just was like, not going to happen. So during COVID, I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, I'm going to lose this whole business. Everything I built's going to go away because, how are we going to survive all these months during this quarantine? We don't know how long it's going to go on. But I had all this wine and I had a beautiful, tricked out, Mercedes Sprinter sitting in my driveway. So I started popping bottles on
Okay.
Facebook Live and drinking wine in my van on Facebook Live and talking to people. I told
Wow.
them which restaurants were doing takeout and delivery, what was going on, keeping their spirits up. When the wineries started to start doing, pickup, I would take people to the wineries just to go pick up wine that they purchased and then back home just to stay relevant.
Hmm.
Well, at one point, I started adding karaoke to that whole wine tasting.
Wow.
The biggest reason why is because I cannot sing a lick. Oh, I am like this close to tone deaf. I'm horrible, but I'm entertaining apparently. So I start doing this. I'm drinking wine in my van. I'm doing karaoke, and people are sending all these wonderful messages saying, "I live alone. I'm quarantined alone. Thank you for being a bright spot of my
Wow.
day. I look forward to this karaoke every day. Could
That's
you please
awesome.
do Everlasting Love by Carl Carlton? Because I love that song." And I write back, "Yes, I will destroy that song for you. No problem." So,
That's
so fast
awesome.
forward, Meta gets wind of what I'm doing. They come to me and they say, "Hey, can we come to your house and film for 2 days and do a spotlight on your company?" I'm not going to say no. So
Right.
they came out, they did a spotlight on us in June of 2020. They posted it not only in their Meta, and Facebook channels, but also on entrepreneur.com. And it has 18 million views and climbing.
Wow.
So from that moment
Wow.
forward, things started to really move. So Go Be Grape became the wine tasting and wine tasting event brand that came out of me drinking wine in my van. I got restaurants and sororities, and private groups calling me and saying, "Hey, can you do a Zoom with me and all my friends and get the
Hmm.
wine and then talk about it and do what you do in your van, but do it for us?"
Right.
Okay. So now
Awesome.
it's a brand where I actually get paid to drink wine on camera.
Look, I love it. That is so fantastic.
Mhm.
Through tough times, uh, you know, it's great to hear stories such as yours, where you just kind of took something that really was fun, and your personal enjoyment, but really shared for everyone else. That really became, people were seeing things through your eyes and brought them joy. And
Yeah.
so I really love that story, and I thank you for sharing. You
Oh,
know,
yeah. It was really crazy when it happened because I wasn't trying to make another brand. I was just trying to keep Cork and Keg Tours in everybody's mind. And so that when the quarantine was lifted, we could all get back out. And I did the Gary Vaynerchuk had a 395 slide deck that he
hmm
said, do these things and you will take your social media to the next level. Well, at first I said, I don't have any time to be doing 395 slides. But 395 slides later, I did
brand new term.
almost everything he said and everything has
Wow.
been through the roof ever since. So I am just I'm a huge fan of the process of
hmm
understanding that it takes time. I
Yes.
believe that whatever I do today, I'll see the results of 3 months from now. So I don't worry about today. I don't
Yep.
chase, every little kernel of what's going on. I do what I do today so that 3 months from now I see those results, and it's been working just great. So I'm very blessed to have a supportive community. So happy to have found you, Damon, and for us to connect to talk about things
hmm
like this.
Yep.
And so, what I decided to do with Go Be Grape was also to become an entrepreneur mentor. I
Oh,
don't
nice.
charge anything.
hmm
Anybody who has got a small business or is an entrepreneur trying to get started can contact me for business development, brand awareness, and social marketing mentorship, and I don't charge. If you decide to make a donation to a veterans charity that's dear to my heart, then great. But otherwise, I just do it to give back to the community that has really helped us to become successful.
Man, listen. I don't even know what to say, Renee.
Oh, that's right.
No, and I mean that. That you know, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm just going to say this: perseverance. And the reason why I'm a loss for words is because to me this is the perfect way to end tonight's conversation. Because usually I'll talk about where you have an opportunity to educate yourself. It doesn't have to be through books or school, but you can listen to someone and you can watch someone like yourself who really you went through a whole process. You went through a whole tutorial, not only for your current business, but from your current perseverance and dedication to a craft and being committed, you created something else. And that's what it's really all about here on this show, where I always say, if someone watches you tonight and walks away knowing, you know what, I can do that too. That's really all. Now you're empowered to do something better, not only for yourself, but what you're doing too. Now you're also reaching out to the community, and that's what I
Mhm.
love about my sharing my platform and having met you. That hopefully this can reach one, teach one, share one, and we
Mhm.
build a better a community. So when I say I'm at a loss of words, it took me a second, but this is the best way to close out this portion of the conversation because I say that, ladies and gentlemen, all to say, Renee will be back. I've got ideas and plans. She's not talked about it. We're going to go through this whole thing. Y'all ain't ready. Just get your glasses and be ready because you got to be ready to get ready and get ready to be ready, whatever it is. But y'all gonna be ready right here with us. Before we go, Renee, please take a minute, share your social media where people can reach you, can get in contact with Cork and Keg, and we're gonna run this back, y'all. Like y'all not ready for real though. But go ahead.
Oh, sure. Well, thank you. So, Damon, this opportunity has been amazing. And I love to reach out into our community and all communities to make sure that people understand that, yes, you can have a little kernel of an idea of a dream and you can make it happen by just working it consistently
Mm,
and knowing what you're trying to do and then going for it. So, you can find me on social media, mainly on Facebook and Instagram as Cork and Keg Tours. Oh, wait, this way.
There it is. There it is.
Cork and Keg Tours, both on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And also, you can find Renee Ventrice on LinkedIn, where I try to share as many insights as I can to help other business owners. I also have a YouTube channel, as you guessed it, Cork and Keg Tours. So it's very easy to find us. And you can also reach us through our website, which is, you know it, corkandkegtours.com.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I will make sure that we put all of that information in the description for the show. Please go out and support. If you have friends or family here in the DMV, go out to Loudoun County. Go enjoy the tour with this amazing sister, this amazing entrepreneur who's given so much of herself, not only for serving our country, but continuing to serve us here in our community. Renee, it's been my extreme pleasure to have you here with me tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do it this time. Stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out.
007.